Welcome everyone to the Side Draft Podcast, and today it is our last Truck Series race review of the 2018 season. Brett Moffitt is your champion, and that's pretty much it. I mean, really, Brett Moffitt was a well-deserved champion.
He's had a very, very good year this year, and trying to get the sponsors, and didn't know if he'd be able to get to the races, but he got to all the races, and here he is going for a championship, and he wins.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the season, you would say he was underdog, but coming in the Homestead, he was the favorite. That team just really showed some speed all year. Hasn't really dominated races, but showed up right at the end. But at Homestead, he was there all day long. But we're here to go through this review through the race, how from stage to stage, Grant Enfinger won the pole. He's been great at winning poles. I believe this is his second in the playoffs. Did really good towards the end. If he would have been there in the playoffs, I think he could have maybe ran Moffitt down.
Yeah, had a really strong truck. I don't think he fell much out of the top 3 or 4, all night.
So stage 1, it was Enfinger versus Friesen. Enfinger would take the lead, while Justin Haley would pass Friesen for second. Haley would be right there trying to take the lead. It seemed like Haley would be one of the favorites tonight, but
yeah, they showed some promise and some good speed. Very start of the race, and then I believe his truck just got real loose, and they just never could recover from that.
Gregson and Sauter would battle for fourth, while Gregson would take the spot away from Haley, and Enfinger would win stage 1. And it seemed like Haley and Sauter were right there first few laps, but then after that they fell back and just couldn't really get back up there.
Yeah, the trucks just got too loose. I don't know if they just couldn't get to tighten up, or they just get the handle on their trucks.
So stage 2, Crafton would lead off pit road. Restart would be Crafton versus Gregson. Noah would take the lead, but Noah would take the lead after Matt Crafton would spin the tires. And that's just, that's something we don't see normally with new tires, but maybe the way Homestead is, maybe that type of thing does happen sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Enfinger had a little bit help with that. I don't know if he just tried to get a good launch and kind of ran the back end of him, might have lifted the tires up. That's the reason he might have spun a little bit. So I couldn't really see a whole lot if that's what happened, but I believe that's what kind of just got him and spin the tires. So.
Crafton would eventually get the lead back. They would have a battle between the 16 and the 18 for the top spot. Moffitt would eventually just come alive and take the lead from Crafton and win the stage. Stage 3 would happen. Moffitt would lead off pit road, Gregson in second. Then Gregson would take the lead on the restart. Moffitt would chase him down, but Gregson pull away again. Moffitt would catch him down, Gregson pull away again. It was a really awesome tight battle. Really, those two were the factor of the night. Haley and Sauter just could not deal with their cars to get back up there, and just not much out of them, but Gregson and Moffitt put on a great show.
I think that's the best part of the whole race, is seeing Gregson and Moffitt go at it. And I believe Moffitt had a little better truck, but Gregson had the run off of the turns, and he just didn't want to give it up. And it was just a good battle, and that's the only excitement we had for the whole race.
Yeah, we didn't have no cautions besides the stage breaks, but it's kind of odd, at the finale of the year, and no cautions. The track like Homestead is really tough to get around. We saw like how loose some of these trucks were. Just no issues all day, and very odd to see that.
Yeah, it was a pretty quiet race. I mean, not a whole lot going on during the whole race.
In a way, it was a good thing, but in a way, it was a bad thing. So, I'm not going to say it was a terrible race. We got to see great battles between Moffitt and Gregson, but because of the lack of cautions, we didn't see much of pit road strategy besides maybe, the final pit stop, but really you couldn't do too much on that one anyway. So, yeah, but Moffitt would eventually get around Gregson. And then Gregson would say that he would have a tire going down, lost a ton of time, went down pit road, had a slow stop, and just ruined his chances at a championship. Moffitt would just cruise to victory lane and wins his first championship and for Hattori Racing.
Yeah, it's really good for a low budget team to come out here and win a championship. And I don't like saying low budget team. I just know they're not as big as a lot of the other ones, and just to see the dedication and their passion to go out here and win races, and here they are winning championship.
Yeah, and it's like when you go all the way back to Daytona and you think about who could possibly be the Final Four, I would have never thought Brett Moffitt would be even in the mix, just because of the way that the truck ran last year with, I believe, Ryan Truex. Maybe they got some better technology over the off season, or something like that, and or maybe Brett Moffitt's just that awesome of a driver. Could be both.
It could be a key of all together. Really, you got a good team. There's a lot of good teams out there, but you just got to have that certain combinations: the driver, the crew chief, the crews, all come together. And I think it's what brought them the success they had.
Yeah, so congratulations to Brett Moffitt, Tory Racing, and Toyota Racing for an awesome season and an awesome race at Homestead. They needed to go to Homestead and just, execute, and they did.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Earlier in the year, and didn't know if he'd get to the races, and then we was like, hey, somebody got to sponsor this guy. And then Freight Auctions stepped up and sponsored him, and it just like that team just took off after that.
Yeah, even first race with Freight Auctions, they go on and win that race. And it's funny because as soon as we started the podcast, that's when Brett Moffitt started just winning and winning and winning. So maybe we were the recipe. No, probably
we
not.
was the key to his success.
So if you want to hire us, so we're here. But yes, next up we go to Daytona. Not next week, not the week after that, not the week after that, not a long time. So
yeah, it's kind of sad as it'd be the last truck race review, and it'd be a long time before Daytona. And just don't know what we would do to them.
Yeah, the Truck Series was my favorite series, even though the Cup Series is more competitive, but the Truck Series just has that fun edge to it, and it just makes you want to watch more and more of it.
Yeah, it's like the old school racing. Just go out there and run hard, race hard. You got a lot of action in it, and they just go at it.
Yeah, so I believe that's all we have for 2018 for the Truck Series. We got 2 more podcasts to go, so stay tuned for the Xfinity Series race review. We'll crown a champion in the Xfinity Series tomorrow, and there's a vote going on our Twitter currently on best Truck Series thumbnail of the season. Just go on the tweet there and like whichever thumbnail you like the most, and it lets us know what type of thumbnails you'd like to see in the future.
Yeah, and I would like to say to Noah Gregson that ain't nothing he'd be ashamed of. I mean, he drove a hard race, and just can't wait to see him in Xfinity Series next year. And just he gave it all, and he got nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, we may be talking about him next year as the Xfinity Series champion.
Yeah.
So who knows? But that is all for Truck Series 2018. We're going to do like a recap video possibly next week or the week after that, just to talk about our year, really, of how it's been recording these videos, and just recap it all in one video.
Yeah. Also, we heard that Jeremy Mayfield may be coming back next year in Truck Series.
Yeah, it's been a really confusing moment of tweets, because 1 minute it's like he's coming back next year, and then next minute it's like he's not, and then no wait, he is. So who knows? But
if he is, this be exciting.
If there's any news about anything in the off season, we're still here. We're still going to report maybe like a weekly news series if there's any news.
We'll still be hanging around.
We'll be somewhere. Somewhere on your Twitter feed we'll be there. But thank you all who have watched this series and enjoyed this series, and helped us grow, because the truck series race reviews was the very first one that we've done, and so that we've improved a long way.
Yes, we've enjoyed the ride.
Yeah, and it's so fitting to think about. Brett Moffitt won the first one. Brett Moffitt won the last one. That's awesome. But we'll see you next time from the Side Draft Podcast.